It's 4:30 and this is WKYT This Morning. Hundreds of people came together to remember Trinity Gay, who died after being shot in Lexington. We'll hear from those at the vigil just ahead.
A Franklin County plant will voluntarily shut down after 2 deadly accidents in the last week. More on the investigation coming up.
And the latest CBS News poll shows Hillary Clinton with a growing lead, and just 3 weeks now until the presidential election. We'll have the latest on the campaign and your Kentucky forecast. It's all coming up on WKYT This Morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and welcome to WKYT This Morning, where Kentucky mornings begin. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Andrea Walker. It is Tuesday, October 18th, and this week has already started to feel more like summer than fall, but everything changes.
And I was going to say, don't get used to that, right? Close to a record high today. We'll check in with meteorologist Micah Harris, who will tell us about the drama of the week.
Yeah, big drama too, especially later on as this front rolls on through. We'll get into that in just a few minutes, but right now things are looking pretty good outside as you're walking out the door. Actually feels really nice. It's 70 degrees right now in Frankfort, 67 coming in at Lexington, and 69 down south. Now we go in toward the afternoon, like Bill was talking about. There's a possibility that we actually reach a record high. I put 85 is the overall high across the region, but 87 is the record high for Lexington. We're going to go over that. We'll talk about that front, when it moves through, when it brings us that chance of rain, because there's a pretty good chance that most everybody actually picks up rain. I'll have that coming up.
All right, thank you. Sounds like very close on that record, but not quite. But we'll see as the day goes along. In the news this morning, he had asked for prayers and an end to senseless violence. Olympic sprinter and Kentucky native Tyson Gay spoke at a vigil for his daughter, Trinity.
The 15-year-old Lafayette High School student and rising track star died Sunday after being shot in Lexington. Last night, hundreds of people attended a vigil in her honor at the Lafayette track. WKYT's Monique Blair has the story.
She didn't deserve it. She was only 15.
Only 15 years old, and her life taken in an instant.
So you really don't know how to handle it when it happens to somebody you know. Like, it just shocks you.
Monday night, hundreds gathered at one of the many places Trinity Gay made her mark, on the track. Nearly all of them wearing either pink or purple, her favorite color. And though she was known for being a really good runner, she was also known for her compassion for everyone.
Like, whenever you were around her, you felt happy, and she always had a smile on her face, made sure everybody was okay, and whenever you're sad, she just made you feel happy.
Trinity Gay's friends and also her teammates have created this memorial that sits right outside Lafayette High School's track. There are dozens of pairs of track shoes hanging from this fence, many of them reading very personal messages to Trinity, like this one that reads, "Heaven's Track Star." Trinity Gay not only shared her passion for the sport of running, but also her ability with her Olympian sprinter father, Tyson Gay.
Well, I'm so numb right now from all the crying and still not even understanding this sensitive act. It's almost even hard to react right now.
Tyson Gay addressed the crowd asking for a favor. He asked the public to do what they can to end gun violence before another innocent life is taken, like his daughter's was.
It doesn't stop here, it doesn't stop after the balloons. I appreciate all the support, but I need you guys to keep it going. I don't want to read in the paper next week another senseless killing. It has to stop.
Trinity's closest friends and her family tell me they are holding on to being as positive as they can because they say that is what Trinity would want.
I know a lot of people, they're worried about us, but I mean, they shouldn't be. Knowing that Trinity's watching down on us, we still have her here in some way.
In Lexington, Monique Blair, WKYT.
The 3 men charged in connection to the shooting all appeared in court. DeMarquio Taylor, his father Chazare Taylor, and Devontae Middlebrooks pleaded not guilty to wanton endangerment. Court records show the elder Taylor is currently on a pretrial diversion for drug trafficking indictment, and Middlebrooks is a convicted felon. Lexington police say at this point these are the only people they plan to charge in connection to Trinity Gay's death. Police say all 3 admitted firing shots outside the Cookout restaurant on South Broadway. They say Trinity was caught in the crossfire.
Investigators tell us a Franklin County plant is going to voluntarily shut down for now after 2 deadly accidents there in the last week. The most recent happened yesterday afternoon at Montaplast, that is an auto parts supplier in Frankfort. WKYT's Sean Moody has the update.
You have to imagine it's a pretty tough time for the employees and families here at Monoplast to lose 2 co-workers to workplace incidents in less than a week. Now the Franklin County coroner says Monoplast management have called for a voluntary shutdown. The first incident happened on Thursday at the plant here in Frankfort. In a news release, a company spokesman said 2 employees were hurt while working with an overhead crane. 35-year-old Angela Mitchell had a head injury and was airlifted to UK Hospital, where she died Sunday. The spokesman said the other employee had a minor shoulder injury. Around 1 o'clock Monday afternoon, that spokesman said a production engineer, 23-year-old Benjamin Cermak, died from an electric shock. He said another man had a minor injury from that incident. Franklin County Coroner Will Harrod said he's still investigating and said that any comment on the incident from him would be speculation. Harrod said his office is doing an investigation with help from the Franklin County Sheriff's Office as well as OSHA. In fact, Harrod said OSHA was here at the plant when Cermak died today. Now, I mentioned that the coroner said management here has called for a voluntary shutdown. We reached out to company officials this evening to find out how long that shutdown might be and what it would mean for the employees who work here. We haven't heard back yet, but we'll update you as soon as we do. In Frankfort, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Now, we also reached out to OSHA. So far, the agency has not commented on the accidents.
Lexington police are still trying to find the people they say robbed businesses while wearing clown masks. Police say in the last few days, 4 gas stations and a check cashing business were robbed around the city. The most recent robbery was yesterday afternoon at Mr. Money on Winchester Road. In that case, police say 2 men in masks and dark clothing robbed the business. Police say someone in a clown mask also robbed the Shell at Man o' War and Nicholas Park Road. And Sunday, police say someone wearing a clown mask robbed 2 Speedways and a Thornton's. Police think the same person is behind the robbery Sunday, but they think the 2 robberies yesterday were copycats.
Police have arrested a man who they say robbed 2 businesses in Georgetown. They say Andrew Vaughn walked into the CVS pharmacy on West Showalter Drive on Sunday night. We're understanding that he pulled out a gun on a clerk and stole money from the cash register. Police say he then got into a car outside the store and drove away. But police say witnesses gave them the license plate number of that car, and they tracked the car to Vaughn's home in Winchester. Police say they arrested him there. They have charged him with the CVS robbery and a robbery at Check and Go in Georgetown in August. Well, the latest CBS News poll out this morning shows Hillary Clinton with a growing lead with just 3 weeks to go now until the presidential election.
This comes as the FBI releases more information on its investigation into the Clinton email scandal, and Donald Trump's wife talks about the accusations against him. Craig Boswell has the latest from both campaigns.
God bless the USA.
Donald Trump weighed in on Monday's release of FBI documents from its now closed investigation into Hillary Clinton's email during her time as Secretary of State.
This is worse than Watergate. What's going on?
The papers detail how Clinton's Undersecretary Patrick Kennedy began pushing security officials to see their way clear to marking an email pertaining to Benghazi unclassified. One FBI contact told Kennedy he would look into the email matter if Kennedy would provide authority concerning the FBI's long-standing request to increase its personnel in Iraq.
Any really assertion that this was somehow tit for tat or a quid pro quo exchange of in that manner really, frankly, is insulting.
The FBI eventually denied the request. Trump also repeated his contention that the U.S. election is rigged.
The criticism is completely unjustified, and it's a guy who's whining because he's a big bully who's getting beaten.
A new CBS News poll shows Clinton now has a 9-point lead over Trump in a 4-way race. Clinton was off the campaign trail today, preparing for Wednesday's debate.
For the first time, Melania Trump addressed recent allegations by 10 women who claim her husband acted sexually aggressive toward them.
Why now? Why 3 weeks before the election?
She accused the media of slanting stories to influence the outcome of the election. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
CBS News polls find Clinton continues to hold a double-digit lead among women, leading Trump by 19 points.
Billy Bush will no longer be a host on the Today Show. NBC News has fired Bush. It comes 10 days after a 2005 tape was made public, which showed Bush and Donald Trump having a vulgar conversation about women. At that time, Bush was the host of Access Hollywood. Bush has said he was embarrassed and ashamed by what was on the tape. He had only been with the Today Show for 2 months. WKYT This Morning just getting started. The time is rolling up on 4:40 here on your Tuesday.
Still ahead, maybe you've already started decorating your home for Halloween. Well, coming up, we'll give you a look at how you can scare people, but the safe way after Micah's forecast.
We do have some showers and thunderstorms on the way. That's with a blasting cold front that comes rolling on through. I'm going to show you when and how much rain we're going to get coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
It's pretty warm as you walk outside early this morning in some locations, upper 60s to lower 70s. Some spots down south, again, you guys are a little bit cooler than everybody else. We're at 60 degrees right now in Laurel County. Things are looking just fine anywhere you go. By the afternoon, we're at 85 degrees. You got to remember that 85, that is an average of the area. We don't forecast for just one city. We don't forecast just for Lexington. We forecast for 70-plus counties. So we got to put in everybody's numbers into one. And so 85 degrees is roughly where we'll be later on this afternoon for everybody. However, that means some will be 86, 87 degrees. And if we reach 87 degrees here in Lexington, that's actually a record high. So we'll see how that turns out. But nonetheless, it's going to be warm today. There's no doubt about that. We head towards your Wednesday. And Wednesday, starting off in the morning, I'd say overnight and into tomorrow morning, we can have a few showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder to the far northern zones. And then going in toward the afternoon, that's another area. That's pretty much the same area that we're going to be seeing the chance of rain toward the afternoon and evening hours. Once we get off into the night and into Thursday, that rain will start to increase and move southbound just a bit. But you see the bulk of the rain actually comes later on in the evening. Here's 8 p.m. Right now, I would say the timing on this is anywhere after 5 p.m. for the heaviest rain. You could get a couple of showers, a couple of rumbles of thunder out ahead of that. But on Thursday, the heaviest rain, the bulk of the rain, comes late in the day, after 5, 6 p.m. That's when you can expect it. So most of it actually rolls through during the evening and nighttime hours. Here's the breakdown of the forecast. It looks good today. Off towards your Wednesday, like I said, there is a chance, but it's mainly northern Kentucky. And then we get off towards your Thursday as that front rolls on through. There's going to be a lot of your day that's going to be dry on Thursday, but off into the evening and nighttime hours are really a massive rain comes flying on in. And that's good for a lot of us. It's actually perfect timing. You're talking about during the evening and nighttime hours when most people are inside. Not only that, it's on a Thursday, so it doesn't really affect many plans. And so it's pushing through during a good time. A lot of our yards, a lot of our crops really need that. Off towards your Friday, most of this rain will still be left over in the eastern zones, and then it slides on out as we go through your day on Friday. I believe by Friday night football, most of the rain's already long gone, so we shouldn't be affected by that. But look at the temperature swing. You're talking about a 20-degree swing from Thursday to Friday, and that's what you're really going to feel there on Friday off into your weekend. You even saw overnight lows there in the 30s for overnight lows. So, yeah, I mean, some interesting changes coming in later on in the work week. We just got to get ready for it here.
I'm choosing to ignore those
numbers.
numbers.
Just don't even look
I don't even want to look at it.
Right, don't even look at it. I'm with you.
Won't do you much good.
Yeah, that's true.
4:46 is our time this morning. Maybe your house already looks like a graveyard smash for Halloween, or you're still working on whipping up some spooky decorations.
Well, one Illinois homeowner spends weeks making sure people walk away with just a good scare and not a trip to the ER. Reporter Charlie Del Mar has more.
We do have the clowns that are giving free hugs today.
Brian Bernardoni.
I love Halloween.
Is serious about Halloween.
9 coffins, an electric chair. This is a rather elaborate Halloween haunt for a home haunter.
His home in Justice transforming into an elaborate haunt. A spooky graveyard hanging spiders' nests. Skeletons, no detail left out.
I love when my coworkers say, "You got to be kidding me."
And along with the man hours of setting up the display.
These wires will be taped down by the time Halloween comes.
Bernardoni puts just as much thought into the safety of his cast of characters.
You have to imagine always the worst case scenario.
Halloween is a fun time. So the last thing I want to be is the fun police.
But attorney Patrick Selvey says if you as the homeowner are aware of a hazard on your property that might not be obvious to everyone else and they get hurt, you could be liable.
The fun is also in the safety. It just takes a few moments of precaution beforehand.
Some tips to keep in mind: beware of your decorations, be mindful of slip and falls, keep a close eye on your dog, and use lights instead of open flames.
Safety is the #1 thing for any home haunter.
That guy is going all out for Halloween, isn't he?
I like the attorney. Halloween is a fun time.
It's a lot of fun. Have fun, kids.
All right. Well, we laid down the rules. I mean, it is important. If you plan ahead, hopefully you can avoid some troubles. All right. Coming up on 448 WKYT this morning, on the air live with the latest on your Tuesday.
Still to come this morning, if you need a job in Lexington, one Italian restaurant plans on hiring hundreds of employees today. The details coming up on WKYT this morning.
Hey there, good morning. Welcome back in. It is 4:50 now, 10 till 5 on your Tuesday. A community is remembering an Eastern Kentucky EMS worker who died weeks after being injured in a crash.
Investigators say Jerry Willis died over the weekend. Last month, they say he was riding in a car that collided with another car on the Mountain Parkway in Powell County. Another man also died in that crash. Friends say Willis spent more than 25 years in public service, working in Wolf, Breathitt, and Perry counties. Many EMS agencies in Eastern Kentucky are now paying tribute to Willis.
Gary's death has not been just a loss to the Aeromed family, but to the community as a whole. I mean, he was a great paramedic, great friend. His death left a void that it can never be filled.
Willis's funeral will be tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock at Gospel Light Baptist Church in Hazard.
Louisville police say an ambulance was involved in a deadly crash there. Police say the ambulance was taking a patient to the hospital and had its lights and sirens on, but when the ambulance went through an intersection against a red light, police say it hit an SUV. They say the SUV then hit two other vehicles that were stopped in traffic, and police say the driver of the SUV died. They say two EMS workers and the driver of one of the other vehicles suffered minor injuries.
Two men were injured when their truck flipped off a road in Laurel County. It happened Sunday night on Tomcat Trail near London. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says Robert Doney lost control of the truck, causing it to flip down an embankment. Deputies say Doney was trapped in the truck and had to be rescued. They say both he and his passenger, Jonathan Doney, were airlifted to UK Hospital. We do not know their condition this morning.
Well, police in Hazard say started as an undercover investigation led to a drug bust. Police say they arrested William Harold at his home in Perry County. Inside that home, police say they found 81 bags of cocaine, marijuana plants, pills, guns, and more than $2,000 in cash.
Lexington-based Fazoli's is planning to hire hundreds of new employees today. It's part of the Italian restaurant chain's National Signing Day. It will be held today at more than 100 of its restaurants. If you're interested, you can apply for jobs, interview, and possibly even be hired on the spot. All 7 Fazoli's restaurants in Lexington will be taking part. You can apply for jobs between 11 o'clock and 6 today.
All right, an opportunity there. And it is 4:53, 7 before 5 on WKYT. Coming up next, a look at some of the stories we're working on for you this morning.
And we'll take another look at your morning forecast coming up.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning. 4:56 is our time on your Tuesday.
Now it's time to take a look at some of the stories we are working on for you this morning.
Olympic sprinter and Kentucky native Tyson Gay is asking for prayers and for an end to senseless violence. He spoke at a vigil for his daughter, Trinity, who was killed over the weekend in a shooting here in Lexington. We're going to hear from Tyson Gay at the top of the hour on WKYT this morning.
And in the weather department, it is another beautiful day ahead of some changes coming our way.
Let's check in with Micah as we head toward the 5 o'clock hour.
We're looking at the mid-80s later on this afternoon. Unbelievable. And you know what? We actually hit 85 degrees yesterday here in Lexington. You just add 2 degrees to that. And we're going to top off with a record high. It's 67 right now in Lexington, 63 in Williamsburg, my friends down in Whitley County. 85 by the afternoon. Remember, that is on average of what we can expect across town. So there will be some a little bit higher than that. And that's something to really watch for as we get into the afternoon. Either way, though, whether you hit 85, whether you hit a record, it doesn't matter. What really matters is once we get off towards your Thursday and off towards your Friday, here comes a big blasting cold front. It looks good today with a mixture of sun and clouds, but on that Thursday, that's when we can expect some rain to move on through. So that's really what we're going to be focusing in on. We'll have some strong thunderstorms to go through, potential for some severe weather too. We'll go over all that with those cooler conditions afterwards, coming up with another 2 hours of WKYT News.